Okay, Brighton. Just come up on the train this morning, just an hour away, so it's very easy to come here. It's great to see 5 or 6 of my colleagues here this morning as well. We've been going with the Passion Play. We're just heading towards our 4th Easter. I can't claim any credit for the first one. I wasn't involved. I was treasurer for the second one. I managed to avoid and get out of being treasurer just for a few short weeks, and then suddenly I found myself as chair. So there's a lesson in there for somebody, I'm not sure who. The first year was just a one-off performance. That was 2011. You probably don't remember, but we do. It was a fantastic late Easter Sunday, April time, and it was absolutely glorious. James was there being crucified on Brighton seafront. The taxis and all the traffic was stopping, believe it or not, on the seafront. People were staring out of the Metropole Hotel, if you know that, in Brighton. It's one of the posh hotels. It was my first experience of a Passion Play, and I sat there with my wife, and we were just, wow. We didn't really quite know what we'd come to. 1,500 people, according to the local paper, so that's probably conservative, gathered, not the local paper, the number, sorry. I don't think that's conservative. Local paper's been ever so supportive of us, actually, and just skipping ahead a little bit, I'll get it all muddled now because I'm going out of order. But advice, work with your local media. A friend of ours, somebody on our planning team, set up a meeting with the editor of the Evening Argus, if anyone's heard of that, in Brighton, and they have been incredibly supportive. To start off with, we had unhelpful coverage, I think it's fair to say. Words like gruesome and gory seem to feature, despite the fact that the crucifixion is a very small part of the overall production. But as we've gone on, we've found their coverage has been really helpful. On the 1st of September last year, we did a joint event with the Bible Society, the feeding of the 5,000 on Brighton Beach. Fantastic main headline in our paper and also on the advertising boards that they put outside the newsagents. We've had some unhelpful headlines as well, but overall, working with the media and developing that relationship is definitely something I would recommend. Our events are all free to enter as well. Oh, I was saying, sorry, 2012 was also one-off. We did it as part of a music festival over the Easter weekend. That didn't work, the music festival, so last time we focused fully on the Passion Play, and we had 3 performances. It was freezing cold, we had sleet, we had very, very low temperatures. We had over 2,000 people come over those 3 afternoons. Christmas 2012, we did a Christmas nativity. That was a new thing for us. We probably overreached ourselves. We tried to basically go from nothing to doing a full-scale theatrical production, with people paying for tickets. It was meant to be a fundraiser, it wasn't. But it was a great experience, and in every way apart from funding and finance, it was a great success. And again, fantastic sort of feedback and coverage. Challenges, what challenges have we faced? So Helen's already mentioned probably the main ones. Funding is an issue, has been an issue for us. I think the first year our budget was 90,000. The second year we were actually on the pebbles of Brighton Beach. It turned out to be logistically a nightmare. The budget for that was 135. Now that causes some problems, I think, especially with the local churches. People say, well, that's an awful lot of money. It is an awful lot of money. And basically, in last year, the 3rd year, we did have some negative responses from the churches saying, well, we just haven't got that sort of money. We can't justify that sort of expenditure. Our budget last year was just over 60,000. We went through I found it a real nightmare, really, in terms of having to keep cutting back and keep revisiting and going to sort of non-Christian suppliers, like the security company, for example. Alex was involved in this in a very gracious way, but nonetheless, I felt bad that we'd committed, we'd contracted to do something with them, to employ them, and we had to cut back. So finance is definitely a challenge. I think church involvement seems to be a bit of a challenge. We have probably 6 or 8 churches that are fully behind us. They really encourage us. They really get the vision. We have a lot of churches that don't. We're trying to work out whether they're apathetic or really, sort of just anti. I've had comments, about large-scale. The days of large-scale evangelistic events are over. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I think that's not true of the Passion Play. The Passion Play is unique. It is a pure portrayal of Scripture in the public arena, and you all know that. But that is what I would say to any church leader or anybody really, who questions the validity of passion plays. I think those are the main two challenges: church involvement and finance. Obviously, there's lots of other issues that come up along the way, lots of complications, unforeseen hazards, all of which are overcome, in prayer, really, and in just working together. Recommendations or advice, I would say one of the great blessings we've had in Brighton is we have a great planning team. We have about 10 of us on the planning team. As I say, quite a few of them are here this morning, so I have to say they're good, but they are good. One of the people here, without embarrassing you too much, Sarah, is our PR person. I mentioned about the local media, but also, Sarah has managed to arrange, obtain, beg, whatever, great coverage for us in all sorts of publications. Also, we've been on sort of local news programs. I don't think we can underestimate the value of good media coverage in this day and age. Sarah has also been involved in our social media, so we've got, sorry if this is boring for some people, Facebook, Twitter. It's boring for me. Facebook, Twitter, all that sort of thing is high up there in terms of the way that we make ourselves known and get people involved. I would also say go to the Passion Trust. I have to say that really, don't I? But Alex and James in particular have been a fantastic boost and blessing to Brighton, and both been personally involved, and James still is very closely involved in what we're doing. And their experience and contacts and gifts and everything else are invaluable to us. So I would strongly recommend that. And they're a great resource centre, and they've helped us out, the Passion Trust, in so many different ways. I think I have somebody like Dan sitting over there at the back. He's only just joined our planning team. He is Mr. Enthusiasm. He is so passionate about the passion, and great. No, he's still on his coffee, but give him till about 11:30, and he will be firing. But yeah, it is all about having people who are full of enthusiasm and really get it, and we have quite a number of those in Brighton. The last thing I just want to say about Brighton is we have over these few years we've had a fantastic cast. Drawn from a very wide variety of not just churches, but churches and other backgrounds. We have a large Coptic church in Brighton, and in the first year in particular, a very large number of them came forward, and we were so blessed by that. And so for me, closing on this point, the Passion Play, one of the greatest encouragements has been seeing Christians and not yet Christians coming together, as I say, from a wide variety of backgrounds, really united on what we're trying to do and on achieving it. And we've just learned so much from each other. And I think sometimes, for me, I'm just speaking for myself here, we can be quite, separate, in our thinking, and we can think we've got it all sorted out, but actually we haven't. And it's just been such fun, to quote Melissa, it's been such fun getting, feedback and input, and just lots of fun from, all these different people, from all these different backgrounds, and the Coptic Church in particular has been a great blessing. I think that's about it. Oh, and having used up my time, we've just done a few things lately, which I thought I'd just mention. One of which is we've just launched a Friends of Soul by the Sea project. So we're trying to obviously work on supporters, but also help with funding. Friends sign up for a monthly standing order to get a variety of treats, don't they, Sarah? And that's something that we've done. We've also recently relaunched our road shows. Previously, we did road shows just in the lead up to our productions. Now we're trying to extend those all the year round. We're trying to become more of a community that is active and happening throughout the year. We've got our first road show tomorrow morning, so we'll let you know how that goes. But a few different things. And the last thing I'll say is we've just launched an e-magazine as well, and that is also brand new, is at the printers at the moment. And the idea then again is just to get the word out there, explain what the Passion Play is all about, and what we're doing.